Transformers Bumblebee Power Series Decepticon Dropkick is a fairly nifty little toy that does quite a few things while sacrificing neither of its modes. Out of the box, it comes packaged in vehicle mode, just like this. However, to activate the special Energon Igniter gimmick, you're going to need an Energon core, which you can get from the Nitro Series Barricade or Optimus Prime figures. To activate this gimmick, you simply push the core down into the figure like that, and a set of guns will pop out either side, as well as these big engines on the top. On top of that, if you press down this button on top of the figure, it will drive into the window. It's a fairly nice little gimmick that doesn't change much, but I can see the appeal of it. With or without this gimmick, the figure is still fairly meaty. To transform it back, simply push these down and push the top back down. And it's a really nice little vehicle mode that we have here. Scale-wise, it scales with the turbo changes from the Last Night line, to which it is slightly wider than either of these two figures. However, lengthwise, it is about the same size. To transform this figure, first you're going to want to take the front of the vehicle mode and pull it up like this. Then flip it round onto what will be its feet, pull apart the legs, pull the arms out of place, and then flip the front of the torso up into place. And there you have Decepticon Dropkick. It's not the strongest robot mode to ever exist in a figure, however, as far as these gimmick lines go, this is fairly solid. There are better figures in this line, admittedly, and it doesn't have a huge amount of portability, being only the arms going in and out, up and down, as well as some portability at the feet, I guess. But as far as these figures go, it's a fairly nice representation of the character. Obviously, it's going to pale in comparison to its Studio Series counterpart. However, as far as car modes for Dropkick goes, I've got a feeling this is one of the only figures we're going to see, or at least in the short term. It's worth noting that in this mode, the Energon Igniter gimmick doesn't do anything, as if you were to push it in, you'd make him look a little more hollow, I guess. Whether you consider that an improvement or not is really down to you. It would, however, give him a large hole in the back and put the boosters down straight out of his backside. So here is his figure in scale with the Last Night Turbo Changer Barricade and Turbo Changer Bumblebee. One fault that I have noticed, however, with Dropkick is that he is unfortunately fairly easy to knock over with very little force. These feet aren't nearly as strong enough as they need to be really keep him stood up, especially if you pose the feet a little too far apart. I feel like it is worth mentioning that I've noticed that in the Bumblebee toy line, they seem to have abandoned the deluxe price point. Well, no, not the price point per se, but the actual figure scale. Here is Autobot Hot Rod from The Last Night, and as you can see, although the figure scales up pretty well with the turbo changes, the Power Series line does not scale with the deluxe class figures. The deluxe class price point, however, is instead reserved for the Nitro Series figures. Here, being Nitro Series Barricade, considerably taller. The Nitro Series figures are scaled closer to Voyager figures. So, as far as the deluxe class goes, it doesn't exist in the Bumblebee toy line, with those figures instead being reserved for the Generation Studio Series toy line, of which I believe there will be a Dropkick figure in a helicopter configuration, as well as many, many Bumblebee figures. So that's going to be it for this little Dropkick review. It's a nifty little toy. I don't think there's a huge amount more that can be said about it. If you liked this video, feel free to like and share the video, as well as subscribe to receive more content like this. My next video, it's probably going to be the Nitro Series Barricade. Either that, or... is it Nitro? Yeah, Nitro. It's either going to be Power Series Barricade or Nitro Series Megatron, depending on how I feel. That's going to be it for this review, and I'll see you next time. To transform him into robot mode, first you want to take the figure, then you want to forget everything about the figure.